welcome to another episode of the Course Creators Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Cordiner. Now, today we are going to be talking all about business, and particularly starting a business. Now, all of us have had to start somewhere, absolutely every single one of us, and usually for the majority of us, that starting point is at the corner of the kitchen table with a borrowed laptop and nothing else but a whole pile of hope, ambition, and absolute determination. Now, there are some people that don't have enough of those things to move forward. Other people push through the droughts, push through the confusion, the craziness, the uncertainty, the when am I going to start making money bit, and finally do get there. Really, business is a game of constant determination, evolution, and iteration. And the way that people that are successful, the ones that just never stop trying, testing, and keeping on going on. And one of these amazing women that has done their best over years to grow a successful business of her own is the amazing Trisha Phoenix, who is here today to share her tips on how you can start your own business and some of the tips and tricks that she's used to get her business off of the ground over the years. Trish, hello and welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here.
Whereabouts in the world are we chatting from today?
I am from Long Island, New York, if you can't tell from my little New York accent.
Absolutely amazing. And here I am right up in a remote town in Western Australia. Don't we just love the internet? Screw you, lockdown. We can still go on.
Absolutely.
Love it. Now, Trisha and I actually met through my Concept to Course program. So those of you who haven't heard of it, it's my 30-day course creation group coaching program. So Trisha came along, and in 30 days, congratulations, Trish, has actually gone out and built her entire online course on the topic of how to start your own successful house cleaning business. Now, in the links in the show notes, there will be a link there to Trisha's course. You can go and check it out. But Trisha, you specialize in an area, in a very niche area. You've done business really, really well. You've gone, I'm not just going to teach people how to start businesses. I'm going to teach people how to start a business in the space that I am an expert in and being successful in. I think niching is a really, really powerful thing to do. Now, you've done very well for yourself. And one of the most interesting things I see, now before I even ask you about what tips people can have for growing a business, what I find amazing about people like you is you're teaching people how to do what you do every day as a business. So essentially, you're actually helping your own competition, right? Which is amazing. Can you tell us why you are going out of your way to literally help your own competition be successful?
Sure. Well, I have a different mindset than most people when it comes to competition, even when I first started my house cleaning business. So I always understood and I always watched what my competition was doing. But my whole philosophy is that people want me, and there are going to be people that like me, and there are going to be people that don't like me. But the people that like me are going to be the ones that really are like my cheerleaders, and they're going to I can do no wrong. And those are my customers. So those are my quote unquote, those are my tribe. Those are the people that I want. And customers, they're everywhere. Look at the world we live in. There's especially with my house cleaning business, there's houses, offices, apartments, everywhere. There's more than enough for everyone. And so I never really let that bother me. And it's the same thing with going into the online space. I want to build my tribe of people that love me, and they're going to say, oh my God, you have to take Trisha's course. She's amazing. And there's going to be people that be like, oh my God, she's so annoying. Listen to that New York accent, or she's just whatever. Okay, bye. See you later. Those are not my people. I want people that are going to really want to stay with me. So my whole thing with competition is just, again, I watch what they're doing. I pay attention, but I don't think of it as really competition, So.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. You and I are so on the same page here. I get a lot of people who ask me things like, but Sarah, what if someone else is creating a course in the same topic as me? What if other people have YouTube videos with the same answer as I'm putting out? And dude, there is literally no topic in the world right now that is completely and utterly original. And the point is, people could be wearing my dress, my knickers, literally speaking my words word for word. They could steal my entire course, but they will never be me. We can have 323, 303, 3 bajillion and 3 people next to each other who are offering the exact same outcome. Now you are going to pick the person that you feel you most click with, the person you feel most attracted to. We are all different. It really comes down to the who, the person behind the message, that is who we make a decision about being with, and exactly how our students or our clients are going to make their decision about being with as well. So it really and truly, there absolutely is no such thing as competition, because we are the only one of us. That's why I always say to people, put your face on your course, put your face on your YouTube videos, put your face out there and speak, because that's what will attract people to you over anything else.
Absolutely. And I think what you a point that you bring up is, our competition, I think our worst competition is in our own mind. It's our own self. We beat ourselves up. We're like, oh my gosh, this and that. And I think we're the worst competition that there is.
Totally. So look, you've done very well for yourself. You've started your own very successful business. You've been very successful there, to the point at which now you're taking it global by going online. You help other people now do what you do and set up their own successful businesses. So you've done this for a lot of clients. I'd love to hear from you. There's a lot of people listening to this podcast in all different types of industries that are probably in their very early stages of building a business. Now, you and I can easily still remember, even though it was years ago, how completely and utterly overwhelming that felt. Like day one, year one, even still to this day, there's stuff where you're just like, I've got so much to do and I don't know where to start. Which thing do I pick? Am I doing the right thing? There's so much. There are so many things. What advice can you give to people who are just starting out?
Well, I call it fail forward. So basically, and not give up. So you just got to keep going. Every day you take a step. And I always think, when I get overwhelmed and when I'm like, oh my God, it gets overwhelming, you get confused, and then you don't know what to do and you do nothing. So when I get into that place of where I get overwhelmed and I'm like, I don't know what to do, I'm like, okay, take a breath. If I did know what to do, what is that next step that I would do? And I take that step. And you know what? If it works, then great, I figured it out. But if not, then okay, I tweak it. And I just keep trying to figure it out, because at some point I'm going to get the results. I'm going to figure it out. So basically, just keep going and just keep trying, and don't let the overwhelm, because that, I think, is what kills so many people with developing the online course. I mean, for me, I know it really nearly almost stopped me. And so to be honest, until I met you and this course, until I took your 30-day course, I had this course in the basically mishmash all over the place for 6 years. So until I got you and found you, but I kept trying and trying and trying. So it's 6 years of trying to build this business. And then in 30 days, bam, it's up and it's out there. I'm like, how did that happen? So just keep moving forward and, just keep going forward.
Yeah, amazing. It's really interesting to see what people focus on first when they first start a business. Having worked with so many startups myself, what I notice is the first thing anyone will do when they start a brand new business is obsess over my logo. I need a logo. I need a logo. I need a logo. Logo. And that's it. They will focus and obsess on this. It's as if they think, right, if I have a logo, I'm going to have a business. And if I could give one of the biggest pieces of advice for startup people is, look, branding is important, but it's not going to make you money, right? Right now, if you're in startup, I always say to people, focus on the thing that is going to make you money as fast as possible. If you don't make money, you can't pay your logo person, right? So just please put the logo to one side. Nobody cares right now. Yes, you've got plenty of time to get your branding and get that brand together, which is important down the line, but it's not the most important thing to do on day one of starting a business. So I always go what's going to make me money right now? And this is what I have to do today, because there are so many things we could do, right, Trish? I mean, there's just so much stuff we could be focusing on, and I have to sit there and go, because I'm a bit of a creative and I get a bit excited about new things. So I'm like, right, what is going to make me money today or tomorrow or by Friday? That's the number one thing I need to focus on. All the fancy stuff, fluffy uppy stuff, sprinkles and all that can all come on a day when I have a nice quiet day and the cash is in the bank. Amazing. So you're telling people, like, first of all, like it is about just generally about resilience and determination and not giving up. When you're
Absolutely.
working with your new clients, your new customers, and obviously your people are starting up their own cleaning business, but the principles I'm sure can apply across all of them, whether it's, you know, a physical business or an online business. What else should we be thinking about when we are in that first year of business?
Serving our clients and over delivering are really the two biggest things. You know, and again, it doesn't matter, like this is what I did with my house cleaning business, and it's all the same principles in my online business. So you over deliver, and you like under promise, over deliver, and you just give and you serve of your client, and it's about solving their problem. What is their problem? So with the house cleaning business, okay, the people, they have a dirty house, or they don't have time to clean. So you have to solve that problem. Okay, you're there to solve the problem of how to clean the house. And I mean, I give them a ton of other stuff, but it's about solving problems and serving our customers and over delivering. Those are, I think, the biggest things that you can, you know, concentrate on when you're first starting.
Yeah. And looking back at your own journey, I mean, what are some of the things that you kind of wish you knew, or the biggest mistakes you made that you wish someone had just warned you about, or anything? I love hearing this about entrepreneurs, because so many people answer this in different ways. Like, you got any like spectacular fail moments that you perhaps could have been avoided if someone had given you that heads up?
Well, actually, treating my business like a business from the beginning. So, you know, when I first started the house cleaning business, it was, and it's a super, super simple business to start, very simply, but it's very hard to be successful at. Like when I first started, I had no policies, and like I knew how to clean. And it took me like 5 hours to clean a small little room that like now I'm like, I get done in like 30 seconds. But, you know, just that kind of like doing things right from the beginning it's just so important. And I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I had like no clue. But on the other hand, that's good, because it made me really like develop and become a business person. And I did it on my own too. So it's like I learned, and again, I was failing forward in that business as well, but I just kept figuring out ways to kind of, you know, just figure it out. And just, you know, that's almost my cleaning business. I've been doing it for almost 30 years. So it's a long time.
Yeah, I love that. And I guess one of my tips would probably be very similar to what you just said. You know, you were talking about policies and procedures and stuff
Mm-hmm.
there. You know, certainly for me, having more of an online business, the second I started thinking in terms of systems and processes was the second my profitability changed dramatically. Because I sort of, and I think a lot of small business owners, especially when you first start, do this. You're like, I will take anything. Like, you just have to, take anything when you begin. Like,
Exactly.
you need money coming through the door. And actually, it's good for you to kind of figure out what you like doing, what you don't like doing, what's profitable, what isn't profitable, what kind of people you love and hate to work with, and so on. Like, you feel in that first couple of years, I feel like you just have to suck it up and be all in and take what you can get. But after a couple of years, I think it's really important to sit down and go, okay, what do I love to do? What are the services that I'm going to keep on board? And what are the systems and processes that I can put into place so that I can now turn it into a factory line? And by factory line, I don't mean like copy and paste, disingenuous, arm's reach service. You know, you can still provide fantastic services. What I mean is that if you were going to write down the step-by-step instructions or the step-by-step journey that delivering that product or service looks like, that's when you can start hiring and help. That's when you can start making the system tighter, where you have longer project lag, where you deliver faster, you have better customer service, you know, your profitability goes up because you're able to start tweaking out all the things that drags on or takes up too much time. And that for me, when I sat down, even when it was just me doing my business, when I wrote down those processes of this happens first, and then this happens, and then this happens, that's when I could start hiring staff, and when I started making more money, because I treated it like a proper business. I so love your advice there.
Yeah. No, that really, treating your business like a business is it's really everything, because I think so many people, that's probably a lot of the reason why they give up. You know, they don't treat it like a business. And
Yeah. And you've been helping people for years sort of get their business from sort of just about scraping by to starting to actually make some proper money. So what would you say with all the clients that you work with, what's the number one thing that they tend to ask you about the most or get stuck on the most, that you could share kind of a little bit of a tip for us today?
I guess the biggest thing is getting clients, how to get clients or how to price their houses. So I have a whole system. Again, I have a whole system of how I do this with, in the course, but it's really comes down to me. And, it's about providing value. So when pricing, they're buying you. They're buying, anybody can clean. And, I go on, I do in-home estimates. So I'm always developing that relationship right from the start. So I want that person to know, like, and trust me. So, and develop that relationship, because I am more of a higher end, and that's kind of what I teach. I teach a higher end to get, for the cleaning, not to be, and most people they don't charge enough and then they give up. So I teach them to kind of, when you're pricing out about the value that you provide. These people, are coming to you because, they have an issue. They want someone that they can trust to clean their house, and that's going to show up, and that's not going to steal anything. And, that's going to be, somebody that they can really trust and have for a long time. But, and then as far as with getting customers, again, it's about building relationships. You want to develop relationships with your customers with the course and stuff. So that kind of thing. But, and I think it's the same thing to a certain degree with the online course too. I want to have that kind of relationship where, like, if they have a question about something, that they can come to me and they can ask me, and, I'll be there to answer it for them.
Yeah, nice. I love that, how you mentioned that personal touch before they're even a client. You're saying you're going in there and doing that in-person contact before they've even paid you anything. And I've had a really similar experience in the online digital world. And I know a lot of people listening to this podcast today have online businesses. And so one of the ways that I did the equivalent of that, I mean, obviously I can't fly to the US and have a little quick coffee chat with somebody before they take me on. But one of the things I did is, when I delivered the quote that they had requested, I made a video saying, hello, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for requesting a quote. You'll find that below. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Anyway, look forward to being able to help you. Quick video, that's all it took. Added that to the quote. And then what was the other things that I did to change that around a bit? Was then offering them a 15-minute chat after they had the quote. So if they wanted to discuss it and go through it, again, another opportunity to talk to me and get to know me. Right. So really, really nice. Yeah, what Trisha's saying there, if you're obviously in-person type business, really nice to turn up physically and meet them to seal the deal. When you're online, use the camera, use the Zoom meeting button, offer a free strategy call, put a video with your quotes and emails. A tool that I love is called Loom, Loom, which is really, really easy to make these quick little videos that you can pop into your emails that you send back to your clients. Amazing. Well, we are fast running out of time. So before we run away, I'd love to hear, Trish, I mean, you have just, obviously, you've spent more than 30 years delivering face-to-face services in your business. You have just taken the leap and moved, a whole half of your business online, or started up a whole new separate income stream on the side here. What was that process like for you, going from doing what you do face to face to now doing what you do in the online platform?
It was crazy, but it was the best thing ever, honestly, because now I feel like I can really help more people. And that's really why I started kind of doing it online. A quick story that about 6 years before, right when I started trying to develop the course, I had an appointment with a coach of mine, and I did a little presentation for her. She's like, you need to teach this. And through the Small Business Development Center, I ended up doing a seminar with this. Long story short, I met a wonderful group of people that loved the course that I did for them in person. And this one girl at the end of the last course came to me, and she was very quiet during the whole thing. And she said, she took me by the hand. She had like tears in her eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, what's the matter? And she's like, I cannot tell you how much you helped me. She's like, I thought I had a business. I was cleaning houses. People were like taking advantage of me. And I was like, oh my God, I actually helped someone. So like bringing it online is like taking it to the next level. There are people out there that an extra couple $100 a month will save them from bankruptcy, will save them from, so that's why I think there's so many people that I can help with this. That's really, you know, the biggest thing. And I think that's with so many other businesses, especially in times like these.
Unreal. I mean, that's just so touching hearing that story. And you're so right. I think we underestimate just how much of a difference we can make to people's lives with a video, with one single piece of advice, with the answer to a single question. Like you said there, if you're only helping people move forward a tiny bit, it's enough for them to stay afloat, let alone if you help them move forward a tiny bit and a half and, you know, they start growing beyond anything that they'd ever imagined. It's so special, the impact you can make the second you go online. I'd love to hear from you, Annette. There's always the good bits and the more challenging bits of going online. I always ask my podcast guests this. So for you, what would you find kind of more the most challenging part? Because for some people it's the content and the more confident side of things. For others it's tech. For others it's something else. I mean, what sort of made you go, ah?
The tech, without a doubt. The content I've had, like all these years I had all this content, it's like coming out of my ears. But getting the tech, there are so many moving parts that you're just like, what? And that was, and I've taken other online where they teach you how to start an online course. And listen, I'm not knocking anything. If I get one good thing out of a course, then it's done right by me. But your course, Sarah, like I was blown away. So definitely the tech. And it's just like, you make it almost like simple. I'm like, wait, it took me how long? And I like to do this. Why did I wait 6 years? And here you got it. And it's just, it's just simple. So the tech is definitely my biggest struggle.
But you did it.
I did it.
It's so amazing, isn't it? Once you realize that you've done it, the way that your mindset changes about what's possible next is quite incredible. I mean, a lot of people come to my program and go, I'm just not a techie person. And I'm like, have you learned how to do any tech yet? They're like, no, because well, how are you not a techie person? They're like, you've literally never tried. I always say to them, like, are you a Frenchy person? What do you mean? Well, have you learned French? No. Well, it's exactly the same thing. It's so funny. Yeah. Like if you haven't learned the skill yet, of course you haven't got it. But as soon as you do, you're like, what? It's so exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm like, my brain's going crazy. I'm like, all right, now what? These are other courses I can do, and it's nuts now that I'm like, I have a taste of it. But I could see it being a little bit addicting, so but in a good way.
So fun. And it's so cool how many people, they'll come on their 30-day concept to course program, they'll create that first one, and then they'll stay for like a year and just join every single group that goes through just to like create the next one. Yeah.
That'll be me.
So good. I love it.
It's just, you learn so much from everybody else. It's like there's just always something more that you can learn.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, look, the fact that you've just gone online now, there's people listening who are just thinking about creating an online course, but obviously, as you know, when you first start, it's just so overwhelming. There's so much stuff to learn. What advice would you give to those people that are kind of like, oh, shall I do it? Where do I begin?
Number one, take Sarah's course. Take that concept to course, because I'm telling you, she tells you it's the simplest way. That's honestly. And if they're thinking about doing the course, or just getting online, get online, try it. There's no negative in doing it. It's only positive. I mean, I think the world is going that way. You know what I mean? I think online is going to be, in the next few years, where so much is going to end up, schools, all kinds of things are going to end up being online. So I think if they're kind of like back and forth, take Sarah's course and just do it. Just get in and try it.
I love that. Yeah, like if you don't go online, nothing happens. If you do go online, you might just change someone's life and your own. What a beautiful way to end. Trisha, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it. You've been like a godsend. So Thank you.
Amazing. And you just, I mean, look, hats off to you. You've done the work, you've put it in, and you've now got yourself a course at the end of it. And I hope it goes on to change the lives of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Absolutely amazing. Now, if you guys want to create your very own online course, just like Trish has, you can come on and join the next course creation group coaching program on Concept to Course with me and a small group of other eager beaver course creators just like you. And you can find out more about that on www.sarahcordner.com/do it. Until then, keep course creating, keep changing the world. See you soon.